The 12 absolute best B action movies that should be a part of your watch list. Although contemporary critics often roll their eyes at the cheesy dialogue, average acting, and subpar special effects of B action movies, viewers can't deny that they win our hearts nonetheless with their exciting action sequences and splendid cheesy one-liners. These films might not be Academy Award winners, but they certainly catch the fancy of those who watch them with an open heart and mind, accepting them for what they are. This video will bring to you a handful of such B action flicks that definitely won't disappoint.
Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Adam Chaplin, 2011. After his wife's suspicious death, Adam investigates her murder, only to discover that mafia boss Denny is involved. He's unable to trust the corrupt police force and instead turns to the supernatural for help. He summons a demon who offers him supernatural strength, dark powers, and promises to lead him to the killer if Adam abides by everything he asks. Emmanuel DeSanti does an outstanding job as actor, director, and screenwriter in this breathtaking action horror film. It's bound to immediately grab the fancy of avid readers of Japanese manga, bearing loose resemblance to Fist of the North Star by Buronson. It is a blood-drenched supernatural revenge tale that evokes ferocity, enthusiasm, and creativity. Emmanuel DeSanti, a newcomer to the film industry, also delivers plenty of stylish visual flourishes and a well-developed, ultra-violent comic book feel with unique characters on a limited budget. Moreover, Derek, a hellish imp-like creature summoned to help him, also showcases endearing qualities that are unsettling yet bring out Giulio DeSanti's superior acting skills. Overall, with its 80s atmosphere and non-stop action, it is among the top contenders for being the goriest and bloodiest film ever made. Eliminators, 1986. Two scientists who experiment in time travel, Dr. Reeves and Dr. Takata, construct a cyborg man-droid from a downed pilot's body. After its initial success, Reeves decides to scrap the man-droid, but the latter, not wanting to be taken apart, flees with Dr. Takata's help. After Dr. Takata is killed, his friend, the man-droid, travels to North America to find someone who can help him take revenge on Dr. Reeves and stop his evil intentions with his time machine. Peter Manoogian created an over-the-top film with several exciting ideas borrowed from past action movies. Although it contains some cheesy special effects, they're enough to make you smile and leave you satisfied at the end with Manoogian's wholesome effort at a comic book entertainment. Despite being a low-budget flick, it never degenerates into being less desirable at any point, and is completely aware of its quirks. Although it isn't a thought-provoking award winner, it must be watched for its pure, blissful 80s status, variety in locations, and creativity in costumes. Director Steven Kostanski has confessed on several occasions that this film served as the primary inspiration behind his 2011 sci-fi parody, Man-Borg. Andrew Prine and Patrick Reynolds delivered great performances that are indeed beyond B-movie standards in this feature, which was the latter's last. Did you know Harry Fontana and Spot the Robot's characters were inspired by Han Solo and R2-D2 from the Star Wars franchise? Samurai Cop, 1991. Joe Marshall and Frank Washington, two tenacious police detectives, seek to stop the katana at all costs. Katana is a Yakuza gang composed of violent and sadistic killers who wish to lead the Los Angeles drug trade. This film is an unusual yet pleasant blend of Japanese Mexican crime lords, racial comments, graphic nudity, and out-of-this-world fight scenes. Amir Shervan unleashes his cinematic genius in this film, casting actors like Robert Zadar, Gerald Okamura, and Matt Hannon. It contains comedic elements, leaving viewers rolling on the floor, and incredibly cheesy one-liners, usually mixed with sexual innuendos. Each character possesses an energy that makes them likable in unique ways, especially the protagonist Joe Marshall, who is unlike anything viewers have seen before. The film is edited using the chop shot camera technique, which means that it rarely accounts for continuity between shots, and its interesting dialogues are delivered effortlessly. Its score consists of a series of Casio-produced tunes that colors the film with cliché 80s music. Overall, this film attained a large cult following and makes for an enjoyable viewing experience. Nemesis, 1992. Amidst rampant chaos in a futuristic world, a group of information terrorists threaten to destroy order in society. Alex, a cyborg assassin, works for LAPD and is extremely good at his job. When his humanity is questioned by one of the terrorists, he decides to resign from the force. His boss demands that he finish one final assignment, where he has to apprehend his former colleague Jared for stealing some data. However, he is unaware that there's more than meets the eye, and he should reevaluate his allegiance. Director Albert Pune incorporates aesthetic visuals, innovative ideas, and an evocative cyberpunk mood in this well-paced B-action film. He showcases a remarkable grasp of effective action camera work and editing in his unique style. Oliver Gruner portrays excellent acting, with his character displaying the right amount of resting face and shreds of humanity. Its slick direction and decent special effects keep viewers engaged, besides its alternate dark ending in the extended versions released in Japan and Germany. Its action sequences involving shootouts and top-notch weaponry in beautiful urban settings are imaginative, and Pune also uses the Sam Raimi-styled shot in certain scenes to focus on Gruner's head for a cinematic thrill. The film's plot is dangerous and does not rely on cheesy cop twists and humor to maintain its excitement. Instead, it simultaneously delivers the goods that make it an exciting sci-fi action movie while referring to timeless classics like ROBOCOP, Terminator, and Blade Runner. Riki-Oh, the story of Riki, 1991. Set in 2001 in a privatized correctional facility, Riki-Oh, a martial artist and former music student, is sentenced to 10 years in prison. In here, he witnesses his friends being harassed by the correctional officers and swears to seek revenge. Lam Nai Choi's martial arts masterpiece is based on the Japanese manga Riki-Oh by Masahiko Takajo and Saruwatari Tetsuya, and is rated amongst the top Hong Kong exploitation films. It's well known for its acting by Fan Xiao Wang, who plays an invincible protagonist, and it contains an intriguing storyline filled with graphic violence. Amidst this splatterfest, director Na Choi also integrates unintentional humor that makes it funnier and highly entertaining the more seriously it takes itself. Although not all the characters are presented with well-developed backgrounds, Riki-Oh portrays affluent character depth and development throughout the movie. Needless to say, this low-budget flick has colorful cinematography and is mixed with visual references to classic exploitation films. Fist of the North Star, 1995. Kenshiro, the lone master of the North Star martial arts school wanders the post-apocalyptic Earth searching for his nemesis, Lord Shin. Lord Shin is the man responsible for killing his master and kidnapping his fiancée. Meanwhile, he is currently the dictator of the city of Southern Cross and has a personal army known as the Crossmen. These Crossmen are presently in search of Kenshiro as well. This film is based on the manga of the same name by Buranson and Tetsuo Hara. Tony Randall directed this adaptation with plenty of fight sequences, first and foremost. Although the film has stayed almost entirely faithful to the manga, Randall has added a slight Hollywood flavor to it by modifying a character or two. Gary Daniels looks and plays the part of Kenshiro remarkably, while the film authentically adheres to the gore and violence that the bursting arteries and exploding heads bring with it. Its majestic storyline portraying mysterious clans in the future is well explored despite its low budget, and it has excellent camera work. Although this film gained a cult following, it nevertheless stirred controversy among fans of the extremely popular manga, who believe that Kenshiro and Shin were not represented accurately in all their glory. Instead, they appeared relatively tame compared to the manga and anime series. Furthermore, they compare it to the 1986 rendition of the same, saying that the fight sequences were not done justice and made the characters look very goofy. Ninja 3: The Domination, 1984. A sexy aerobics instructor is possessed by the evil spirit of a dying ninja. At first, her behavior changes are not very noticeable and are limited to weird interactions with an arcade game. Soon, she begins systematically murdering people ninja style. She targets the officers who are responsible for the ninja's death. The only person who can stop her is another ninja. This film is the third installment in Canon Films' Ninja Trilogy anthology series and is directed by Sam Furstenberg. Lucinda Dickey stole the show with her outstanding performance and luscious physique in this film, so much so that she was known as the female Arnold Schwarzenegger. Additionally, Sho Kosugi, like always, blew the viewers away with his portrayal of the character Yamada. This film is appreciated purely based on its entertainment value, and viewers can enjoy its free-flowing story without overthinking it. It contains the usual 80s cheesy factor and an extended opening sequence to die for. Furstenberg attempts to create a fusion of martial arts combined with The Exorcist vibe with his well-choreographed fight sequences and cheesy dialogue. Overall, it is a rocket-fueled ninja action flick that garnered a large cult following. The Barbarians, 1987. Kuchek and Gore, a pair of twin brothers, escape from the evil tyrant Kadar when they were children. When they grow up, they realize that people from their tribe have lived the last several years in misery under the dictatorship of the evil Kadar. Now, it's up to the Barbarian brothers to seek revenge on the tyrant and achieve the freedom of their tribe from the clutches of the vile ruler. Ruggero Deodato's sword and sorcery film is an iconic addition to the B-action genre. It is a rare 80s flick that evokes a relatively tame demeanor, making it suitable for a young audience, and contains an excellent cast. Twins David and Peter Paul blow viewers' minds as the leads, and B-movie veteran Richard Lynch outstandingly plays the villain Kadar. The film contains a majestic setting that calls for suitable and scantily shining attire. Although it's a cocktail of cliché sword and sorcery characters, it has terrific cinematography, gorgeous damsels in distress, and is a refreshingly unique outlook on barbarians. It begins in a serious tone with a remarkable narrative and showcases various colors, making it equally appealing to fantasy buffs. Being completely aware of its cheesy quirks, the film portrays the character's charm and charisma to sway the audience, adding to its interesting soundtrack, great makeup effects, and fast pace. Undefeatable, 1993. Christy Jones and her gang participate in mafia-run street fights to earn money for her sister's college education. Meanwhile, Stingray, an underground fighter abandoned by his wife, vows to find her and make her suffer. This leads him to kidnapping women all over that resemble his ex-wife and subsequently torturing them. Unfortunately, Christy's sister becomes one of his victims and dies due to her fatal injuries. Christy then makes it her life's mission to track Stingray and avenge her sister. Director Godfrey Ho created this movie with the pseudonym Godfrey Hall, starring Cynthia Rothrock and John Miller. It is an epic masterpiece led by the queen of martial arts herself, who portrays an outstanding performance mixed with rage, sadness, and ambition. Its minimal gore and special effects slightly resemble a trauma film. Like Godfrey Ho's past work, this has a series of exciting action-packed fight sequences and a high entertainment value. It both shocks and enthralls viewers with its cheesy, poetic script, top-notch production, and high technology for its photography and camera work. The characters are all memorable and keep viewers engaged throughout with their colorful traits and cheesy dialogue. If viewers seek a movie with some entertaining, over-the-top fight scenes, then grab some popcorn because this is the movie for you. Crash and Burn, 1990. After the world's economic collapse, Unicom, a powerful corporation, is overseeing its whereabouts. It has banned computers worldwide to restore life, liberty, and the pursuit of economic stability. However, a Unicom robot infiltrates a TV station, which is also a revolutionary against the totalitarian corporation, and kills its manager. It's now up to a simpleton delivery boy to protect the rest of the station and help them survive from what's coming next. Charles Band directed an enjoyable movie with a more than capable cast, while heavily borrowing ideas from John Carpenter's The Thing and the Terminator franchise. It's a sci-fi flick with a futuristic plot and a decent pace. It is 80 minutes of brilliant special effects with vibrant characters. Paul Gaunis, Megan Ward in her debut, Ava LaRue, and Bill Moseley, 4 B-movie superstars, all portray outstanding performances. Gaunis' role, Tyson Keene, showcases a certain magnetism on screen, which attracted a broad female audience. The concept of the storyline is imaginative and gets sci-fi fans immediately hooked. Not to mention its political undertone, commentary on revolution, and an authoritarian government might also appeal to lovers of alternate history films. Charles Band's energetic direction makes the film an overall engaging and entertaining action opus. David Allen portrays excellent, nifty stop-motion animation. Greg Cannon's grody makeup special effects and Richard Band's stirring musical score all make this decent, modest B-action film worth watching. Equalizer 2000, 1987. In a post-nuclear Alaska, a ruthless vehicular fascist group called the Ownership battles rebels hoping to possess a massive weapon called Equalizer 2000. This weapon was created by the former leader of the authoritarian group Captain Slade, who decided to join the rebellion and defeat Mayor Lawton, responsible for his father's death. Both Lawton and General McLean are involved with the Ownership and are Captain Slade's primary targets. Filipino exploitation movie titan Sirio Santiago creates an out-of-this-world action flick using arid, godforsaken desert landscapes as its setting and keeps the entertainment flowing at a brisk pace. Of course, things getting blown up along the process is more than half the fun. What would an action movie be without it? Solid performances from cast members like the extremely muscular Richard Norton as Slade and the gorgeous Corinne Wall as the feisty Karen keep viewers engrossed to witness the variety in their colorful characteristics and depth. Ding Achakosko provides a funky syncopated musical score which adds the right amount of groove to fit the film's overall atmosphere. Viewers often claim that Santiago tried to recreate a low-budget Mad Max with this film, but at the end of the day, it had its own unique spin that swayed viewers and left them wanting more. Stone Cold, 1991. Joe Huff, a tough lone cop, has a flair for infiltrating dangerous biker gangs. The FBI blackmails him into an undercover operation to convict a group of extremely violent bikers who are angry due to their leader being captured. Craig Baxley directed this film, which served as a debut for 1980s football star Brian Bosworth. The film relentlessly exceeds all of viewers' expectations with its over-the-top entertainment value, portraying violence with weapons, sleaziness, and a climax that has to be seen to be believed. It portrays non-stop action, and other excellent cast members like Lance Henriksen and William Forsythe deliver remarkable performances. Furthermore, its interesting script, flawless camera work, and cheesy dialogue stirred up a large cult following for this low-budget flick. Although some aspects of the storyline might seem slightly bleak, the film's intense action and violence more than make up for this.
And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.